Hey, why don't you come on over? It's Crazy Kerbal. I'm the 404 guy, 7he404guy, back with some Kerbal Space Program. Before we get into that episode,
Warning. This program contains coarse humor and a sense of language that some people might not share. Viewer discretion is advised.
so last time, once this eventually loads, we built a biplane. And then we turned it into a triplane, and then a quadruplane, and then I don't even know what you would call it now. Hexaquintuple, like hexaquintuple dodeco optoplane or something. I don't know. It's just basically a flying wall. So let's see if we can't get it into orbit this episode. So last episode we left off, and we were just trying to get it into orbit. We could just barely break atmosphere, but not enough. Okay, space plane. We need Yosemite. There it is. I actually went back and watched that that episode after this. That episode of Bugs Bunny and Tweety. Apparently, it's like it was 1931, and the Bugs Bunny and Tweety episode that inspired this was actually about like a First World War type of scenario. So there's some interesting history there. We need more fuel, basically, and preferably a way to detach some of these. So if we put nuclear engines on this thing, it would never run out of fuel. Just fill up the wings, basically. 300 per wing. We have like, or 600 for these wings. It's insane. We would literally never run out of liquid fuel if we just, if we were using like just the nuclear engines. I wonder if that would even work. Hold on. Well, it would be too heavy, wouldn't it? Well, okay, too heavy. This has more than enough. More than enough lifting capacity, I say. You know what? Let's add a couple of these. You never know. That could be just what we need to get into space. Let's once again keep an eye on that CG there. So we're gonna add a little bit of fuel into these interior wings. Just a little bit of liquid fuel there, and this will basically be what feeds. Oh, too much, too forward. Bring it back a little. So it'll basically be these that feed these atomic engines. That's 2476. How can we adjust this? Oh, there's a way to. Here it is. Okay, pressure. So as we go up, right? 2996. Still 2996, huh? Okay, so that doesn't give us actually a lot to work with. Let's I don't know. Let's add some more methods. I don't know. We just need to break atmosphere, I think, and then we'll be fine. So let's. I don't know. I'm just gonna add a couple of big tanks, but they're going to be detachable via these hydraulic doodlies. Alright. And no, I am not early. It is daylight savings time. Alright, that'll help, that'll help. Now we just need to bring a little bit more. Damn, I can't move this. We need more weight at the back. And we don't have anything at the back that we can really attach. I guess. I wonder if I could just insert some structural? I don't know. Here we go. Hey, this'll work. Insert it right about, I don't know, here. I'm going to put a 2 on there. Just so that we can save the original Yosemite Sam. And last but not least, we need these struts. Otherwise, this thing is going to be simply all over the place. So 32, 34. Will it get orbit is the question. We shall see what we shall see. Okay, so we're starting to see these things flop around a little, which is fine. So we're going to want to focus on these forward tanks. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. All right, 3, 2, 1. That should be enough to get us up off the ground. No, it's not. 27? Come on. Damn, we lost something there. What did we lose? One of the landing gear, I bet? No, we lost our 2 under tanks. Something's wrong here. I think we've increased the weight a bit too much now. So the weight is considerably heavier now. It's probably close to like 300 or 400 tons. In fact, let's take a look right here. Okay, a lot of liquid fuel. This doesn't tell us the weight. Hold on, hold on. This tells us the weight. This is 1,000 tons. We're basically launching a kiloton vessel. Oops. Oopsie. Note to self, check the staging. Oh no, did it crash? It crashed yesterday. Oh, there we go. It crashed yesterday just as I was finishing the stream. Alright. This time we gotta check our staging. If we can make those detachable in a way that's, you know, now that I look at it, it's probably not gonna be in our favor if we do detach them at all. Alright, here we go. Oh, darn. Okay, it evaporated. Let's go. 1 kiloton is too much. So apparently, these auxiliary tanks that we added do more harm than good. Let's get rid of those. Well, darn, I don't know what to do then. That's, I doubt anybody's gone this far in Kerbal Space before. Let's, I don't know, maybe attach a couple of these. Increase the rigidity along the wings. Give that a shot. We're looking at like... We're literally looking at 1,000 tons worth of spacecraft here. All right. Come on, you can do it. Off the ground. Let's go. Front off. Back off. We're good. Let's bring that landing gear in. Oh, look at this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's excessively loud. All right. Let's see how she goes this time. Keep it out of that compressibility region. We have no idea how this thing is going to react when there's a lot of drag, or when we get close to the speed of sound. It's beautiful, though. I'm so happy I did this. All right. So as we go up, those nuclear engines are going to be a bit more useful. But whether they'll be enough to do much of anything is questionable. While we're waiting on that, I have to go put the bread in the oven. So I'll be back. Oakley. Bread is in the oven. What are we at now? 2,000? 2,000, and it's starting to kind of struggle a little. So we'll have to see. Definitely this is like the upper speed that it can get within the atmosphere. But I bet we can get better climb rate than this. I'm going to be light on the controls here. Look at that aeroelasticity. You just see every single one of those wings moving. It's a beautiful thing. All right, we got a slightly increased climb rate. We want to try and aim for that 45 if we can. Come on, let's get the 45 here. Keep it stable, baby. All right. All right, so this goes up, then that delta V should also go up. It's kind of, yeah, it looks like it's going down more than anything. Let's kick it a little bit harder. We're in thinner atmosphere. I think we can manage that. Let's go. We gotta break atmosphere here. At the very least, I'm hoping to break atmosphere. But at the very most, I'm hoping that these nerve engines do something. If not, then I gotta just stack it with a bunch more engines, I think. I could do more efficient engines on the back too, actually. I'm using the Vector engines because they're small and they're high thrust. But alternatively, I could put on the Rhino engines, which would be better specific thrust. That would be potentially very beneficial for this mission. Alright, we're at full throttle. Going up at around, I'd say 35 degrees, 37. We are at 18,000, now nearing 20,000 meters. Apogee is predicted at about 28,000, so we got a ways to go. I'm gonna try, what is it, alt dot? There it is. Oh boy. She's unstable, isn't she? Just a little bit. Oh wow, compressibility. Okay, we're done. It ain't gonna go much further than that. We got into the compressibility region though. That's impressive. No, that's not even gonna break atmosphere this time. Wow. The additional fuel. I tell ya. Go! I need more engines. That center of thrust is off, I think. We got plenty of liquid fuel is the thing. Got like 3,000 of liquid fuel. Just that we can't use it effectively in this situation. Come on. That ain't gonna work. Okay. So here's my idea. We're gonna swap out those vector engines for rhinos. Because vector engines, while being high thrust, are simply not enough specific thrust. So we need something that's going to be a bit more efficient at burning fuel. And so let's compare these. We had vector engines, right? We've got specific impulse. That's what I meant. 315 in a vacuum, 295 at sea level. Let's compare that specific impulse to the Rhino. 205 at sea level, but 340 in a vacuum. These will be a little bit less useful in the lower atmosphere, but as we head towards the vacuum condition, they will become invaluable. They are also considerably heavier. How's our CG? Okay, our CG's been pushed way back. Push that forward a little. Hold on. Let's push that CG a little bit forward. There we go. What's that? CG's doing all right. Still, it's a low CG now. I worry about that CG because that's basically our stability measure right there. The closer we can get that to being right spot on in the middle, the less likely this thing is to completely destroy itself when in the lower atmosphere. As for these do like 60 kilonewtons at altitude. How heavy is this thing? 900 tons? These aren't doing anything, right? 900 tons. So that's like less than 0.1 meter per second squared. Nominally. So it's 2232. Okay. Okay, let's get rid of these nerves. They're not doing anything. 2221 in atmosphere and 3683. Yeah, so yeah, those nerve engines don't do diddly. Don't do diddly doodly. I'd like to see which of these wings I filled up with fuel, because I filled some up with fuel thinking I could do that. Turns out I can't. Turns out it was a bad idea. Darn, I can't figure out which wings I did. There's too many. Okay. There's one of them. Okay, we can take that one out. I'm pretty sure they were all in the middle. We're never gonna find all of them, that's for sure. Anyway. What are we looking at here? So that's 3775 once we get to altitude, but these aren't going to work as well in the low atmosphere. So that's what we need to account for. What shall we do? You know, let's just give it a try. Let's just give it a try with these things, see what happens. Cause I got a yearning for some learning. This is gonna work. Methinks. Me hopes. Because with the amount of lift that this gets in the lower atmosphere, we barely even need those engines until we get higher up. So that's gonna be a saving grace right there. Oh boy, that's heavy. That's a heavy one, I tell you. Let's get that nose up. Get that nose up, let's go. Damn. Okay. Please stop. Whoopsie. Alright, there we go. It's pushing too far forward. So maybe we need to enable these engines in sequence. Let's take a look at our center of thrust versus our CG. Okay, so that is pushing horribly down. We're gonna actually take the top one, and we're gonna put that in a separate stage. So what's gonna happen is these two are gonna go off. Their center of thrust is gonna be down here. That's gonna help pull the nose up. Then once we have the nose up, then we can adjust. Hello, YouTube friend. I don't think I'll be able to read that name. And welcome to the stream. We're going to get this thing into space, is what we're doing. And when I say this thing, I mean, when it loads, this thing is beautiful. It is the most beautiful space plane ever. Let's see how she does. Ready, aim. Alright, we got those two going. We just need to get that nose off the ground. Come on. Gotta see that nose lift up, then we're gonna kick in the other one. Alright, we're looking good, looking good, looking good. Oh crap, oh crap. We lost him. Darn. That's not gonna be able to break orbit now. Kick in the extra, there we go. Yeah. I don't think this will be able to break atmosphere now, thanks to that the loss of those two bottom tanks. There's got to be a better way to do that. Look at this thing, 43 meters per second. Let's bring in the landing gear at least. So yeah, now we've only got 2,000 of Delta V. That's not going to be enough. So the question remains, what to do? We just need more fuel. Alright, let's go back. We'll hammer this darn thing into orbit if we have to. See, these ones low atmosphere are 395. And then 315 when you get into atmosphere. These are exactly the same. So I could strap a couple of vector engines to the bottom of these two. That would help adjust our center of thrust. That should bring it down below our CG. Yes, it does. Let's put everything into this stage. That's 3655 meters per second. We just really need some staged fuel. Let's adjust this guy. Hold on. Adjust the front of this a little bit. Make it a bit heavier. A bit more nose heavy. That ought to work. And then we can make it a little bit more tail heavy. I'm thinking if I take this, and we'll just do this to the middle one. Oh darn, that doesn't work, does it? Okay. Alright, well, forget that idea. Oi! We only want the one. There we go. Okay, that's a bit disappointing. Our center of lift is too far back, so that's going to be punching our nose into the ground. I don't think that'll be enough counteracted by our thrust, so we've got to bring that back somehow. I'm going to try some smaller attached fuel tanks here. Let's try attaching a few small ones. Hey, our managed to cut down the price on this thing pretty good. Too small, too small. Think bigger. Here we go, this will work. Here, punch a couple of these onto the side. Right? Hey, that's bringing it closer. Still a bit far back, but it's better than it was. A couple of these. Close, but no cigar. There we go. That's actually... I think that's as perfect as we're going to get it. What do we got here? What do we see? 3902. Why is this separated? 3866. Alrighty. So we've got our design pretty well balanced about the CG. Oh, I should probably tie those down. Those are going to flop around a little bit. Oh boy. Come on, let's get that nose up. Let's get that nose up, get that nose up, get that nose up. Hey! Darn. Okay, crap, it's falling apart. It's falling apart. Come on. Oh no, it crashed. Did it? Did it crash again? Oh boy. It might have. Okay, there we go. Game does not like that. Alright, when in doubt, strut connectors. Strut connectors for everything. Strut connectors for this. Strut connectors for that. Strut connectors to there. Just attach everything with strut connectors. Oh, strut connectors. Alrighty. Let's try that again. Okay. I think we're closer to a working design. Okay. And here we go. Wow, we need to angle that thing up. We just got to get those ones off the ground there. Is it turning? It's turning. Oh no. Okay, now we're overstressing our landing gear. I think that means we need better landing gear. Look at these things. Okay. Why is it zooming in? Don't zoom in. No. Ah. This thing has its own center of gravity. It's pulling the camera in. Okay. I forget which one that one. I think that's large landing gear. Let's put a couple of them on. That's perfect. Alright. And then we need the extra large landing gear on the back here. Whoopsie. Get a couple extra of these. Whoops, that's not a good spot for it. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we've begun overstressing our landing gear. That was kind of bound to happen eventually. Come on, you. There we go. Nope, not there. Come on. You had it for a second. Okay, that'll be good enough. So the additional landing gear should help to put up with the stress on this thing. I guess these outer wings really don't have much by way of strut connectors. Let's do those. Oops, where'd my strut connector go? Hey! Now let's... that's all it's gonna do. Okay. We are slowly inching our way closer to orbit. You just got to put up with these little, I'd call them growing pains, as we grow this spacecraft into something that won't overstress the landing gear or explode on takeoff. And really, it is just the exploding on takeoff that we've got to worry about. And it's because these things are rubbing against the ground. There's really nothing I can do about that. Except for this. Alright. No. Darn. We lost both of them. That's kind of useless then. I think it's time to relocate those lower tanks. It seems that they are in a disadvantageous position. So let us move these just a little. If it'll let us. It won't let us. Hold on. There we go. Just up off the ground, if you don't mind. That looks like the same spot they were in, but I think it's different. It's just a matter of getting those tanks up off the ground. I put so much work into this thing, it'll be a shame if I don't at least get it into orbit. That's kind of the goal. And hopefully, this will work. Daylight savings time has really been screwing with my head today. Oh crap, did it blow up? No, it didn't blow up. Okay, I thought it did. Okay, now those are nice. Those are nice and lifted up off the ground. That should be great. Let's go. Got a nice distributed load along the bottom there. Nice. Very good. Alright, front gear off the ground. Main gear off the ground. Let's bring those in. Angle ourselves up. Up. Okay, hold here. Hold here. Do not angle up any further. We cannot sustain lift at this altitude. Our engines are not enough. Do not angle up. Repeat, do not angle up. Oh no, it's angling. This ain't gonna work out. This ain't gonna work out. Pitch down, nose down, nose down, nose down. Let's go. We need more velocity before we attempt a 45. Come on, you. You can do it. Okay. 40 meters per second. Not spectacular at all. We need to break through this atmosphere a little. Okay, I think we've settled into a decent point here. Look at this whole thing. It's swaying side to side. Oh no, that's an unstable control. My gosh, it looks like it's alive. Look at that, it's a living thing. Sort of. No, this isn't likely to break out of atmosphere at this rate, unfortunately. Come on, specific impulse. It was better when I just had like 4 of these on there, actually. These are specific impulse 300 already. Once these have a better specific impulse than the vectors, then we can consider it acceptable. The question is, what altitude will that occur at? Unfortunately, I don't know the calculation for that. This is definitely increasing. It's just slowly worming its way to the sky. I'm afraid to accelerate this because it's already slightly unstable. But I'm thinking I'm gonna probably have to go back anyway and fix that unstable yaw. Just get a couple more strut connectors on there. Let's give it a little bit of a speed boost here. Come on, physics, don't fail me now. That's an Eulerian time-stepping method for you. Alright, specific impulse increasing. We're almost 300. How are these vector engines? Vector engines are at 310. Alright, these are rapidly approaching that. So now our specific impulse should be on par with those vector engines, which is awesome. So that's exactly what we want to see. As for how much fuel we burned at the lower specific impulse, it's another question entirely. Alright. I might be able to cut the vector engines, as a matter of fact. If we can cut the vector engines, then that'll be, well, that would be useful. I don't think it would be wise for me to attempt to do that right now in the current phase of flight. Nonetheless, our specific impulse, 337, approaching 340, whereas we have these vector engines, specific impulse, locked relatively close to about 320. Oh no, oh no! We lost it! Hold on, hold on, hold on. Vector. Nope, nope, vector engines, come on. Get those vector engines. Oh, come on. Vector engines. Stop spinning. No, I don't want to click the fuel tank. Vector. Shut down. We can still save this. We can still save this. Vector. This guy. Shut down. Alright, vector engines shut down. Wait for it. Wait for it. Nose down moment. Oh no. That is a problem. That is a problem and a half. How's our fuel loading? We're almost out of fuel anyway. So that's not really... Yeah, we're almost out of fuel. At the rate that this thing burns fuel, we're going to be right out. Yeah, we got a little bit of time left, though. Darn. So close, yet so far. Okay, so it's in that upper atmosphere. When we start losing lift, that it really starts to fall apart. I would say control. How much are these? These are only 30 torque. That's nothing. The amount of torque this thing gets off of just the gimbaling of these engines just ain't enough. Vector engines work great. I think perhaps this would be a reasonable solution. Okay, our center of thrust is too far up for this one. Let's bomb these out of here. Whoopsie, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Bomb those out of there. This thing. How is this better than these individually? I don't think it is. Vectoring range is only 2 degrees. These are actually slightly better in this configuration then. Alright, we're gonna go back to the vector engines because they worked. Then we're going to try some specialization with these. Alright. Looking good in the neighborhood. What do we got? 3513. If I added additional engines, how detrimental would that be? 3461. That's a high altitude. 3461. 3242 at low atmosphere versus 3290. Those aren't going to really do much of anything then, are they? Well, if they're not going to do much of anything, then it doesn't hurt to have them. Does it? Okay. Center of thrust is a little high. Center of lift is definitely not where we would want it to be. Not much we can really do about that. Our CG is high and back. We could probably add in an additional fuel tank here on the front. Let's just do that. Couple of them. Why not? That works perfectly. Center of lift now back, but manageable. We just tune these a little bit. That'll at least get us off the ground. Actually, possibly not. We need lower center of thrust. Oh, this is now more than $1 million. This spacecraft. Let's see, center of thrust is down. We'll add another 2, just because we can. That center of thrust nice and down. No, that's too far. Too far. Way too far. We'll try it here. Why not? That'll work. That'll work just nice. Okay, so this thing is insane. Alright. Anything I'm missing here? Aside from common sense. Just need it to orbit. That's all we want is orbit. If only, if only. I hate how it just drops on the launch pad like that. Oh, and loud. What happened? Hey. Okay, so something happened. We don't know what. Probably related to the positioning of those engines. I was never really sure about that. But aside from the obvious fix, I think one thing that I definitely did not pick up on is these strut connectors. Come on, strut connector. Where'd you go? Come on. You. Ah. Alright, fine, we'll put it there. Where is it? Seriously? It'll connect to there, it won't connect to these. Oh, is it too long? I bet. Do that though. Oops, where'd you go? Hey. What is it doing? You. There. There we go. You. There. Oh, come on. There we go. There. Okay. That should help to fix some of the yawing issues. These engines are a mistake. A mistake and a half, I should say. Center of thrust relative to our center of gravity. How's it looking? Looking a little on the high side. That's going to punt our nose down into the launch pad. Get rid of that. Still too high. It's only going to get higher if I remove those. Hold on. Whoops. 2 of these. No toggle. Let's just deck it out. Extra engines. See, this is the engineering challenge now. Center of thrust is way too high. We have the base design. The guys upstairs are like, well, this is what we're going to be working with. And now we just need to make it work. Such that upper management is satisfied. Alright, as for this, can I put these two? Here we go. Alright. That holds our center of thrust close to our center of gravity. That should make it a little bit less explosion-y. In principle, this design is sound. In practice, I just don't know that we'll get it into orbit. I don't know. I might have to concede a loss on this. Oh, wow. Okay, that was horrible. Look at that. Look at that thing. It's just shaking its stuff. Okay, now it broke. Whoopsie. Okay, what the heck happened there? So, the dangly bits on the bottom just started shaking around like it was nobody's business. Don't these are extremely well tied to the frame, too. That was no simple loss. That was advanced loss. Tie those into the wings. Tie those into everything. Can't be moving around like that. And, of course, tie them into the bottom. I don't know. That shouldn't have done that. Let's try it again. Worst case scenario, I'm going to orient it vertically. And we'll try vertical takeoff. Given that this thing is a few hundred tons. I mean, worst case scenario, we'll just hammer it into orbit like it's nobody's business. We can do that. We have the technology. Whether or not we want to do that is another question. Alright, the dangly bits are tied in nicely now. Oh wow. Such loudness. Much volume. Oh no! Not again. Okay, so we're just dropping engines is what's happening. So somewhere along the way we're just dropping our engines off. Alright, I think I got a solution to this. It's not going to be pretty. But someone please tell me what about this design is pretty. Get these off of here. These are probably messing things up severely. They are not made to be intersecting. Now our center of lift is high, but... Or no, our center of gravity is high. Center of gravity is low. What am I saying? Alright. Here we go. Looks good, doesn't it? This is our solution to the problem at hand. If you don't think that that's a solution to the problem at hand, then just watch what we're going to do with this thing. Oh wow, that's tiny. We need the big one. This is literally the biggest they have? Wow. Let's go like this. Come on. There you are. Okay, that won't work, will it? We need some structural members. This is not the ideal solution. It is the solution we have. Let's put at least one on here. Oh, what's going on? Let's go. Let's go, man. All right. One of those there. I predict we're going to need maybe 10 of these. Oops. I guess this one can just go on the back. No, it doesn't work there. What the heck? Come on, you. There. Very carefully, we just got to get it right in the right spot there. Alright, we got those 3. Next. Come on, where's the big one? There it is. Let's get one up there. Nice. Nicely done. Let's get another one up there. We're getting this thing into orbit one way or the other. Like, no questions. If you thought I wasn't going to get this into orbit, then you're likely mistaken. I'm not going to say that you are mistaken yet, because we haven't proven it. Yeah, that's nice. That's perfect. Okay. So this is the solution being proposed to the people upstairs. You just get big 3 mammoth engines on the bottom there. That looks nice. Put them as their own stage. Whoops. Oh no, I forgot something. Oh no. What did I forget? I forgot to decouple. Hold on. When in doubt, staging. There we go. So this, regardless of whether it should, I'm going to go ahead and guess this will make it to orbit this time. Because I'm using different engines for the in-atmosphere section of the flight. Once I get out of atmosphere, those vector engines that are currently attached to this thing will probably start to work again. Come on, why won't it work? Come on, just attach. It's right there. Okay. This is annoying. I can't attach it because the Venetian blinds are in the way. It's right there. Come on. Ah, we got it. Nice. Oh, come on. It is literally right. Just, come on. I don't know why this game hates me. I say as I create the most physically atrocious spacecraft in existence. This is predicting only 366 meters per second delta V. This is basically telling me that it's not going to work. So let's fix that. We'll blow the entire space research budget if we have to. 1.8 million Kerbal dollars. Ah, that's nothing. There's a couple of those. Come on, why aren't you... Oh, did I break it? No, it's... Where'd the engine go? There it is. Come on, you can get on there. There we go. Alright, I was told alt-click copies. Hey. Nice. Alright, now whether or not this is stable, it is most likely completely unstable and unusable. These ones in the middle are not going to work. Okay, we're looking at much more appropriate delta V's here. Alright. This game is just lagging itself out right now. Like, you can just see it. It is not meant to handle this kind of computational load. that. It's taken like 10 seconds. Well, not 10 seconds. 3 seconds from when I click to when it registers. Alright. Let's give it a shot. That promises 1388 meters per second. Delta V. It's going to be going straight up. Then we're going to kick in the other ones, and hopefully we can do something with that. We gotta get this thing into orbit. We gotta. There's no maybes. There's no what ifs. It is an imperative. Ooh, it's chugging away. Here we go. Oh boy. That's not good. That's not good. That's very not good. We broke it. Hello. Yep. Chug-a-lug, 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 chug-a-lug. Come on. Sing it, everybody. There it goes, finally. Okay, these are still not stable enough. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know how much thrust that is. I should have probably calculated that. Hold on. Hold on. We have a structure that is how heavy? 2,000 tons. We've got, oh, I think these are like 1,000 or 3,000 apiece. And there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, there's at least 12 of those. This should be able to get positive climb rate. This shouldn't have an issue with that. The issue's with the structural integrity. So we're bumping up against the limits of what is physically possible. That is, of course, using the game's physics engine. You could turn off collisions, I bet. Because the majority of the issues we're having right now is related to the fact that parts are colliding with one another. I'm hoping that these strut connectors do something, but if not, never fear. For Yosemite Sam is always near. Here we go. That'll hold it in place long enough for it to be able to activate those engines along the bottom. I'm growing less and less confident that we'll be able to blast this thing into orbit. Though we must remain optimistic. For it is in moments of optimism that random stuff can happen. We shall see. Oops. Speaking of optimism, my bread is going to be finished baking in about 2 minutes. If we can't get this thing off the ground and my bread finishes baking, then we are probably going to be done. Let's go. Oh my god, look at that. Okay, something broke. Oh, hello. Whoa. hello. Hamana, hamana. It just exited. It just could not comprehend the level of stupidity associated with that design, and it just it's not reloading, guys. It's not opening back up. I think I may have killed my game. This could be a problem. I just opened it up again, and it's not doing anything. It's not even spawning a process. I'm looking at the task manager right now. It's not starting anything. You guys, I think I broke Kerbal Space Program. Come on. Oh, hey, it's doing something now. Hold on. Hey. No. Anything? Hey, there we go. All right. Looks like we'll just have to wait for that to restart itself. Bit of a slight delay here while we reload the game. We unfortunately crashed it. Crashed more than the spacecraft in the last takeoff there. While we're waiting for this to load, I'm gonna go get my bread. Okay. Here we go. Let's hope that didn't corrupt my oh no. It's saying that we spent the money on the spacecraft. It could still be mid-flight. Please tell me it's there. It's there. Okay, let's just recover it. Okay, we got most of our money back. Alright, so that center of thrust relative to the center of gravity is basically what's killing us on this design now. 1.5 million, look at that. So we look at our center of thrust, we look at our center of gravity. That is almost lined up, but just a little bit too far back. Part of it has to do with these things are actually generating their own center of gravity here. Yeah, so there's our gravity, there's our thrust. Go straight up, you see our gravity there. So we're gonna move these guys a little bit. Just a little bit, if we don't mind. So there's our thrust. Go straight up. There's our gravity. That's pretty close now. I mean, I would think this thing has plenty of controllability. If the game crashes again, that's going to be the end of the episode, basically. And that will be a black mark on the 404 channel, because it'll mean that this is a mission that's not quite possible. I mean, it moves. Oh no. I swear that should have worked. So there's something up here probably that's intersecting that shouldn't be. And when when it kicks forward, it's just not liking it at all. Darn. That's a crying shame right there, I tell you what. Hey! Thanks for following. Sogix 1999. I don't know. This is a melon scratcher right here. We got the guys upstairs telling us, hey, we got to get this design to work, and it's just not physically going to work. What to do, I wonder? We've got, I mean, this'll take off the ground, this'll fly in atmosphere. But the one thing that it will not do is get out of the atmosphere. It literally will sit on the edge of the atmosphere at 70,000 meters. But it will not cross. We'll just give it a final flight as a final farewell to the Yosemite Sam. Those of you who remember the Bugs Bunny and Tweety episode, you can also look it up online. As we say goodbye to the Yosemite Sam. Whoa, that's loud. And away it goes. It's amazing. Whoa, our wing blew off. What? Where'd those wings go? Where are those wings going? What the heck? Okay, we just randomly lost a couple of wings. Which ones were those? Those are on the upper deck. Okay, so we just lost a couple of wings off the upper deck. Oh, uh-oh. Ah. Never mind that. We're about to crash into the ground. Hold on. Bring it up. Nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up. It's amazing. This thing flies so well in atmosphere, but when it edges... when it just gets towards the edge of the atmosphere, or when it gets into low pressure, that's when it dies. It just cannot make it to space because it's too aerodynamic. It needs air to function. It needs atmosphere to function. Now we're going to take a look at the stall profile here, and you're going to see it literally just drops like a stone after it stalls. So this is pretty much right here, the limit. You're going to see the wings. You get stall point right about here. And it's dropping. It's dropping now. There it goes. And as you can see, it's barely moving forward at all as it drops. So we lost 2 of our wings randomly. Oh wow, it's going to pick itself up. It's going to pick itself up. It can make it. It can make it. No, okay. There we go. So that is it for this exploration in engineering design. Unable to break out of the solar system. This is the wing that broke off. That is the wing on the lower deck. Why are these wings breaking off? These things are like... these are the one wings that shouldn't be breaking off. If anything, these wings on the outside should be breaking off. But these are well attached. I'm the 404 guy, 7he404guy, and this was Kerbal Space Program. That's going to have to be it for this episode, but thanks for tuning in as always. Thanks for following, subscribing, etc. If you do, feel free to subscribe, follow otherwise, and see you all next time. Doesn't matter to me whether you follow or subscribe because I don't get paid for this. Have yourself a great day, and we'll catch you all next time. Feel free to share on social media if you think it's social media worthy, and etc. I really wish I could have gotten that to work. I was gunning for an orbit on this thing, but it's too earthbound, or I guess Kerbal bound. It just needs air in order to operate. one of those things. It looks like it belongs in space, and yet it doesn't function in space. It only functions at ground level. A successful design nonetheless. I can fly that anywhere on Kerbal. It's extremely stable as long as it's in atmosphere, which is surprising. It should not be stable. It should not even fly, and yet it does. Ouch. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Oops.